Welcome to episode 15 of the transformation series, and today I'm going to talk to you about a principle called intermittent dieting. This is where we go through periods of being in a deficit and then periods of being in maintenance, and we cycle to and fro from the other. This is a great way of looking at things right now, especially as there's going to be added stress with the situation you're in, and your motivation for training and nutrition may vary. Okay, so what are the benefits of it? Well, there was one study called the MATADOR study, which looked at 16 weeks. They had one group that continuously dieted through the 16 weeks, so that's a constant deficit all the way through, and they had one group that did 2 weeks in a deficit, 2 weeks at maintenance, and alternated all the way through the 16 weeks. What the results found was that the group that alternated between deficit and maintenance had greater weight and fat loss, as well as their effects of metabolic adaptation were less. So this is where the body downregulates the metabolism, by becoming more efficient and burning less calories for certain activities. And so if we can protect against this, we can maintain our overall deficit to a much greater extent. So what does this mean in practical terms for you? Well, firstly, you've got better results over this longer period of time. Psychologically, it's a lot less stressful to look at a 2-week period of time in a deficit, knowing you've then got a 2-week period of time at maintenance. Just looking at a 14-day deficit compared to 16-week straight deficit, psychologically you can see how that is loads easier. Ladies, this works really well for you because you can plan it around your menstrual cycle. Those first 2 weeks where it's a bit easier to adhere to a deficit, your energy levels are higher, your strength is higher, your fatigue is lower, you can have those periods of deficit. Then in weeks 3 and 4 of your cycle, where things get a bit tougher, fatigue is higher, motivation is probably not as much, hunger is definitely higher, you can then have that period of maintenance calories. It makes your cycle and your fat loss through your cycle much more manageable. Now, you don't have to set this up to be 2 weeks in deficit and 2 weeks at maintenance. You can do 3 in a deficit, 1 at maintenance. You can do one period where it's 3 at deficit, 1 at maintenance, and then the next cycle you do 2 in a deficit, 2 at maintenance. Use it to suit how you're feeling at any given time, how motivated you are, what your hunger's feeling like, what you've got going on in your life. If you've got a busy period at work, then go for 2 and 2, and then line that 2 weeks up when you've got the most amount of work on. So the good thing about this is we can move it around to suit whatever is going on in your life. And this is ultimately how we should view sort of body transformation, lifestyle goals, long term. Like, you don't have to force yourself to be in a deficit when there's just too much going on in your life. Go at maintenance, maintain your physique for a couple of weeks just while your priorities are elsewhere. Then when things are more conducive for better results, then push the deficit again. Knowing that you can do this and that you're not failing if you're not constantly in a deficit will make you relax more about your overall body transformation, and you will learn the skills for long-term body transformation without having to endlessly go through dieting, getting heavier, dieting, getting heavier, dieting, getting heavier. So it's a great tool to use to help improve your overall success of your fat loss and to improve your knowledge about how to maintain your body weight as well. So guys, if you have any questions about that, please don't hesitate to get in touch, comment below or drop me a message directly. Have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow.